Today we are going to review some important things that it will be on your exam next week. And I will tell you which assignment is important and you have to do them again. For example, the first one is assignment 14, which is about pipe networks. The file was 1306. You have to know how to make network type in rows or in any alignment. And you have to know how to make a profile from the pipe network and how to add labels, merge them, and how to add parts in from one alignment, one pipe network to another profile view. For making network pipe in both roads, you need to go to pipe network and pipe network creation tools. You can change the name. You can change the network part list if it is mentioned in your practice. For example, for left road, you need to change the name to storm 1. And for network part list, you should select storm serve. And for surface, left road, I mean this. So you have partly storm surface, composite, and you can change the structure and pipe properties. For pipe, you should select 200 millimeters. And for structure, concentric cylindrical. This is metric, yes. Yes. No difference, the process is the same.
In the exam, we have to open the metric one.
I opened a metric file in Imperial AutoCAD Civil. It doesn't matter. Can select these, for example, and you can start from pipe and structure together at the same time. can go every other station. Or in each station, it depends on the question. And for the right road, it's the same with different pipe properties and structure. The structure is the same and pipe properties is different. And for making a profile, you need to select your structure. And when you select this, you can see that you have alignment from network here. And you can select next network part. I select this, the pink one. Now you can select the side or not, it's not important. You have this alignment and the surface is composite, you can add them and draw in profile view. You can change the profile view style. Now you have this. And when you want to add one part from other network to this profile view, you can select it. You can select your profile network and select add part, or you can select this. And there is add part. Draw parts in profile, which is here. Then you need to select the profile view, and you can see the part here. And you have another way, select the profile view and draw parts in profile view. Then you can select your part. And you can see them here. And when you want to add the labels, you need to select the part and go to add labels. You can add single part plan or full profile. For example, for profile. And for adding in a plan, go to add labels and single part plan. And when you want to merge this network to the previous one, you can select this and go to merge network and select the destination. First, you need to select pipe network to be merged and select the destination. You can choose it here. Wastewater network. You can see that you have two. This assignment 14 is important for your exam. And when it comes to assembly, assignment number 9, this slide, 0804. In this assignment, you need to change the name. And when you want to change the name, you need to select the assembly and go to assembly properties. And here, in information, name, you can change the name. And you need to type RE space. You can see the new name. For this one, you need to select the assembly, go to assembly properties, information, and name. And you need to type. And for creating assemblies, you need to go to assembly and create assembly. You can change the name. You need to click on the drawing. And now you need to add some parts. And you need to have something here. So you can go to tool palettes or press Ctrl and 3. With this one, tool palettes, you can appear this here. You can add basic lane, basic shoulder, basic curve, and basic sidebar. You can complete your assembly by select them and mirror. Now you can have a complete one. And when you want to change the assembly's properties, you can select it, go to assembly properties, and construction. You can change the size, the width, steps, side, slope, and you can see that you have left and right sides, and you can change each of them. And you can see sub-assembly help here, that you can see that what is width, what is depth, and what is slope. And when you want to create a trench, you need to go to the trench. And for example, French pipe 1. At first, you need to create assembly. Click here and trench pipe 1. Now you have one trench here. And when you want to change the properties, the size, you can select this, go to assembly properties, and go to construction. Here you can see that you have some criteria, for example, bedding depth, width, offset to bottom, and a special vertical depth and slope. And you can change whatever you want, and you are asked to change. But for bedding depth and for so for assembly, you need to pay attention to assignment number 9. And the next subject is corridors. Assignment 12. Oh 0904. In this practice, you need to create some sections and change the properties like slope and width. And you need to go various stations and change the property. Creating sections, at first you need to select your corridor. And you can see that we have section editor here. At first, we need to go to edit viewport configuration to divide the viewport to 2 or 3 or 4 parts. For example, I want to divide this to 3 right or 3 above. Viewport 1 is plan, 2 is section, and 3 would be profile or assembly. And for applying this, you need to click on section editor again to apply it. And it's very important. If you forget to click on that, you will be confused. So you have one section line here on row D. This is row D, and in this station. And you can change it to any row. For example, I want to go to row C. You can see the section line here, and you can move it to, for example, station 11, or you can use this station 12. And now you can see that your assembly is like this. This is the cross section, and you use this assembly. And you can go to, for example, road B and station 11. And when you want to change any value, you need to go to parameter editor. Now you can see that you have some gray parts and some white parts. You can just edit the white area, and you can change the width here. And it's better when you change the right side, change the left side too. It was lane super elevation or right, and you can go to lane super elevation left. And I will tell you the data, the value that you need to change in the exam. So for changing the value, you need to go to parameter editor. At first, you need to select your corridor, your road, and your station, and edit it here. And before that, in the first step, you need to divide the drawing by selecting the corridor and go to section editor, edit viewport configuration. And when you change it, press OK. For applying that, you need to click on section editor. So you need to change this data, this value, slope, and width from these roads and these stations. And this file, 0906, you need to go to Analyze and Volume Dashboard to analyze the amount of cut and fill. So you have to go to Analyze and Volume Dashboard. Here you need to create a new surface. You can change the name, for example, volume surface. And you need to select base surface and comparison surface. The base surface would be existing surface, and the comparison surface here would be this one. And I will tell you in the exam that which one is comparison surface for you. So you can see that the amount of cut and fill here. And you can create a report. Here. And you can change the amount of cut and fill by going to one of the project line. And when you change the one of the project line, change the height from the ground. For example, when I change it to the center of the circle, I need to turn it on. And by rebuilding this, you can see that the amount of cut and fill has changed. So for corridor, you need to practice assignment 12, number 1 and number 3. And for feature line, you need to work on this assignment 15, and you need to know how to create a food with adding that to break line, and how to change the or convert the polyline to a feature line. For example, you can have this rectangle as a polyline, and when you want to convert it to a feature line, you need to go to feature line, which is here in home ribbon, and create feature line from object. Select this. You can change the size, and you can erase existing entities or assign elevation is not important here. And you can change it to feature line. And you can change the elevation by going to elevation editor. You can change them here. You can change all of them by and by using lower or upper or raise, you can change the number 5 by 5. All of them, or you can select, for example, one of them and change the number, change the elevation. And you can change the value by going to quick elevation edit. For example, you can change it to 0, you can change the grade to 20, change it to 10. And you can add labels. And you can change the label style to grade only or whatever you want. And when you want to create a pool or something like that, you need to, at first you need to create a surface and add this feature line to a break line by going to definition and break line. And you can offset your feature line. And when you want to select your feature line, you need to select feature line and surface. And by press shift and select the surface, you can deselect it. And now you are selecting just the feature line. And now you can go to a step offset and offset this feature line. You can give it a number as a distance, or you can create something like this. And you are asked to specify side to offset. And you can give it a number as an elevation, for example, -10. Now you can add this to the break line again. When you want to see what you have created, you can go to Object Viewer and see that. And this is because I used -10, it is not a pool. In this way, it is a pool. But the process is the same. And in 1402, in this practice, you have learned that how to use break, trim, extend, and how to edit your feature line, how to join it. For example, for extending this line, you need to type EX, enter. For trim this, you need to go to trim. At first, you need to select your feature line. And by going to trim, which is here, you need to select cross line. And finally, you need to select the extra line. So you need to select your feature line, trim, select your cutting edge, space, and select your extra line. And when you want to break this part, you need to select your feature line, go to the break. At first, you need to select an object to break, this line, and you need to select on first point. It's very important. Don't forget to select this first point and select on first point and next point. If you want to join this, you can select this and go to join and join them. And you can use fillet and change the radius to make it curve in the corner. And in 1405, this side, you can create a grading here. At first, you need to move this one to the side, to the fountain grade side. For moving to the side, you need to go to modify. At first, you need to select your feature line, go to modify and move to side. And the destination here is pound grading. And for grading, you need to go to grading and grading creation tools. At first, you need to select the side, pound grading. Now you need to change the name. And you can select the surface here. Which is existing surface. You can see that the group is pound grading and surface is existing surface here. And you can some different criteria to create a grading. For example, you can grade to distance, grade to elevation, or grade to distance. You can go to grading, create grading, select your feature line, continue grading without feature reading, and you need to select the grading side, inner side, yes, and you can give it a number as distance, for example, 10, and give it a number as a slope or a grade. And you can create your grading. And for the other criteria, you can go to grade to elevation. Yes, and now you are asked to give it a number as elevation, as an elevation. For example, yeah. And slope 3, and slope 3 again. And now you can see that you have something like this. And when you want to create infill, you need to go here and select here. And you want to see what you have created, you need to select your diamond and go to object viewer.